Hello, it's Dr. Ruben West, and welcome to Voices of Change. Today, I have an absolute amazing guest for you. It's none other than Haji Dr. Roshan Khan from Georgetown, Guyana. Now, so many times I bring you people, and they're always bringing you wisdom. They're bringing you insight. They're bringing you practical knowledge that you can use right now today. Well, let me tell you about this guest. Dr. Khan has more titles than a heavyweight champ. I mean, he's the executive officer of the National Security Network. He has the executive officer of Arcade Enterprises. He's the founder and chairman of Electric Mosque Teaching of Islam. He's ambassador of peace. He's trained in Canada police technology. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I don't need to. I have him about to come on screen in just about 5 or 10 seconds. I just want to tell you, this is going to be an absolute amazing show. So do yourself a favor, invite someone to the show. You're going to be glad that you did. I'm bringing to the stage right now. Give him a virtual applause, Dr. Haji Dr. Roshan Khan. Give him a hand. How's it going, Dr. Khan? I'm glad that you're here with us. Listen, I'm going to invite a few people to make a comment or two, and I'm just going to ask them where they're listening from. I know we have Sonya Robinson from Grand Blanc, Michigan. She already posted. She's here. We have Traci Ward from Illinois. She said, welcome, Dr. Khan. We have Kiva Evans. She said, hello, Ruben. Ramonda West from Topeka. Dr. Karen Moore said, I love the intro. Here's some virtual applause. Everybody's excited about you being on the show, and they're excited about the message that you're bringing. And so we're going to get right to it. And the first thing I want to ask you, Dr. Khan, is in front of your name, you have a title there. And yes. Please explain to the listeners what that is.
Well, the title Haji is a person who has completed the pilgrimage to Mecca. Mecca is a city. Haji is the process of going through the Hajj, which is to replenish yourself spiritually and to return a new spanking baby boy or baby. And incidentally also, when we finish and we go through that ritual and you live the righteous life, you become a high priest. And then our heads look very similar like yours. We have to shave all the hair off, like when a baby comes into the world, becoming brand new and fresh. Yeah. So having completed the pilgrimage to Mecca.
I love it. So, Dr. Khan, we have to get right to this because, I've gotten a chance to sit down with you and actually talk to you. And one of the things that I was so impressed by you was that you are an individual who prides yourself with working with people from various religious backgrounds. How did you come about doing that?
Well, it's generally my upbringing. We grew up in a very diverse society where we had a heterogeneous group of people living together. We never had discrimination. We never had annoyances, or we never disrespected religion. And so this kind of living and a community in the Upper Quarantine in Guyana, a township called the Upper Quarantine, where we live as one human family under God forever, looking out for each other, taking care of each other, regardless of ethnicity or religions. And so this has a way of embellishing your personality and making you a very strong person, respecting and relating and working with people of religions and ethnicities. So there's no kind of discrimination or annoyances or anything of that sort. My mother also was one of the driving forces in my life who taught us that we always respect people of all society, all religions, all ethnicities, because it helps to make us create a better world, a better society, a one world society In other words, where men or mankind must be judged by the contents of their character, about the contribution to society, not religion, basically, nor any form of discrimination whatsoever. We also taught in that society that our Prophet taught us that, and it's an Islamic concept from our side of the people that inspires the other members of that society. A Muslim cannot go to bed knowing that his neighbor is hungry.
Yes.
Now, a Muslim cannot go to bed knowing a Muslim is hungry. A Muslim cannot go to bed knowing his neighbor is hungry. And Jesus Christ and the Holy Bible taught us, who is your neighbor?
That's right. That's right. And
a Muslim cannot go to bed knowing his neighbor is hungry. So once we have that kind of a society and we grow up in that kind of an environment, then you become a very unique and a strong personality, which will change your life forever for a better people, a better society.
I love that. Listen, this was what was powerful that you said, and you clarified that. You said a Muslim cannot go to bed, not if another Muslim is hungry, if their neighbor is hungry. And that doesn't define them by their religion. It's just the person next to you if they're hungry. You know, in the Christian faith, we say, basically treat your neighbor as you would want to be treated. And that concept is throughout every religion. Every religion kind of has that universal principle. Dr. Khan, let me ask you this. Tell us, what is the Universal Peace Federation?
The Universal Peace Federation was founded in the year 2005. But before that, there were several other federations for decades operating, which were founded by Sun Myung Moon and his wife Hak Jaha Moon. But in the year 2005, he amalgamated all these federations into the Universal Peace Federation.
Oh, got it.
That is the genesis of that amazing movement, from which came the idea of the Ambassadors of Peace Network around the world.
Yes, yes.
So they have means and facilities by which periodically, now they're doing it virtually for the time being, but they bring people from around the world, thousands and thousands of people at different times. Sometimes one finish and another one start, to just create this harmonious society where Father Moon's basic concept of humanity is that we are one human family created by God. And I found this in the religion of Islam. I found it in the religion of Christianity.
Yes.
In Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma, Islam, all the religions teach the basic things. So he took those wonderful philosophies and combined them together and said, one human family under God, basically. So many things we do there. That is awesome, just totally amazing to bring mankind together.
You know what I love about it is you said something that's critical. He took the things that they had in common as opposed to look for things that separate us. And I think that's really the key, is finding ways that we can work together based on common principles. And the one common principle is really caring about your neighbor. It's about caring about the person next to you. It's about having a higher calling to do good, as opposed to just figuring out what works best for you. And so I think that's important. Now, you were appointed a Universal Peace Ambassador, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so tell me, as a Universal Peace Ambassador, what is the calling of that person? What is the calling of the person with that title?
Okay. First of all, let me just give you an idea as to what you have a certificate like this.
Indeed, I do.
I don't think, because of the very word I could have put so beautifully for you, but that is the certificate. For those of you who are listening out there, you may one day wish to have one of this. And also, not only am I an ambassador of peace, Dr. West, but I'm fortunate to be appointed as one of the appointers of ambassadors of peace around the world. Because we live, Father Moon has taught us about spirituality. The highest qualities of the human family are spiritual and moral. That the family is the school of love and peace, service, living for the sake of others.
Yes.
is a very important concept in the Ambassador of Peace network.
Mm-hmm.
Peace comes through cooperation beyond the boundaries of ethnicities, religion, and nationality. So we have to go beyond all of this to develop this very, very wonderful society.
Yeah.
It was launched in 2001.
Yeah.
Ambassadors for Peace. You want to ask me something, sir?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Is the largest and most diverse network of peace leaders. They come from all walks of life, represent many races, religions, nationalities, and cultures, and commit to standing on the common ground of universal moral principles, promoting reconciliation, overcoming barriers, and building peace. Promote cooperation beyond boundaries of religion, race, ethnicity, and nationality. Practice living for the sake of others as a guiding principle for the building of a global community. This certificate, I read this to you when I presented this to you.
That's right.
This certificate is given in recognition of your participation in the first World Assembly of the Universal Peace Federation of the Leadership Seminar. This is another thing that they had presented to me when I was in Korea the first time. The Ambassador of Peace message on your certificate is: the Universal Peace Federation and the Interreligious and International Federation for World Peace acknowledge as ambassadors for peace those individuals whose lives exemplify the ideal of living for the sake of others and who dedicate themselves to practices which promote universal moral values, strong family life, interreligious cooperation, international harmony, renewal of the United Nations, a responsible public media, and the establishment of a culture of peace transcending racial, national, and religious barriers. The ambassadors for peace contribute to the fulfillment of the hope of all ages, a unified world of peace, wherein the spiritual and material dimensions of life are harmonized. Universal Peace Federation and the Interreligious and International Federation for World Peace are proud to hereby recognize as an ambassador of peace Dr. West.
I love it. Well, I was so proud to get that Universal Peace Ambassadorship. And one of the things that you said, that you have the ability to appoint others as Universal Peace Ambassadors. Is that correct?
I've been fortunate to be appointed to that level because they have found and realized that I have that capacity, and I always will be fair, and I will maintain as a disciplinarian the standards that they expect. You don't appoint friends and families just for the sake of doing that.
Right.
You have that high moral persuasion and that ground, and you have to be a multi-faithist. You have to respect all the religions. You don't have to be a multi-faithist to be an ambassador of peace. But persons like us, they expect us to respect all the religions in such a way that we can go in any temple, we can see any church, and we can see and feel God.
Yes. Dr. Khan, and so if you're listening right now, and one of the things you're on here, and I know I have a lot of people that are listening that I truly respect, and I invited you to listen because one of the things I want you to do is always hear perspectives from people around the world that are truly making a difference. We're just scratching the surface. We're going to get deeper in this, but the reason I wanted you to come in there is because a few of you, I want to recommend you for appointment as Universal Peace Ambassadors to Dr. Khan. And so I definitely wanted to see who he was, what he does, and what he stands for. And now let me ask you this, Dr. Khan. Tell me, there is the Universal Peace Federation World Peace Medal, the World Peace Gold Medal. How does one go about achieving that? And let me just put this picture up. You guys watch this, because he received it. That's him in his office there in Guyana with that World Peace Medal, that gold medal. And so, Dr. Khan, tell me, how did they select you for that?
I was very fortunate also to be presented that, one of the few persons in the world, by Sun Myung Moon, Father Moon, the founder of the Universal Peace Federation himself, when he was in Guyana. It was an extraordinary event and very moving and touching. And how I got it is, I would say, the blessings and the mercies of the universal creator, Lord God of the worlds. Call him Yahweh Elohim, call him Jehovah, call him Allah, call him the Om. It has to have been his will and nothing my characteristics or whatever. I believe in the will of God. And for us to have that kind of an appointment and that kind of a value, it had to have been something special coming from the universal creator, Lord God of the worlds. Call him what
you say, whatever you call him, it had to come from him. I love that. Now, this is nothing new for you. You've been doing this a while, and as a matter of fact, I want to put up another picture, and I want you to tell the audience where this picture was. So just look at this picture. Where was that there?
Oh, this is the historic, most recent World Summit 2020, which was recently held in South Korea. It was an extraordinary experience, something that moves your soul to see these thousands upon thousands of people coming for this event to listen mostly. Few of us are fortunate sometimes on the spot to be selected. And that's why I say the hands of God are sometimes involved.
Yes.
And this generation actually takes care of everything for you, from your meals to your beautiful accommodation, to your transportation, and the magnitude of people with the organization skill of the Universal Peace Federation. It is something moving to the human soul. So there was a very, very special day. That building at the back there, it is actually owned by the Federation.
Yes.
And it holds thousands upon thousands of people.
Yeah.
So when I had to deliver that message,
I got to show them this. So you see him. He said that was the World Summit 2020, and I want to show you this. He was actually one of the people that got up and spoke at the World Summit 2020. I just want to give you an idea of who you're listening to on this Voices of Change show. And so, Dr. Khan, I mean, this is an amazing picture in itself, just to see you up there at the lectern.
This was on February 2020.
Just this year. What was the crux of your message? What did you want everybody to know when you stood there with people from around the world at the Universal Peace Federation meeting?
Basically, it was to reinforce the Universal Peace Federation founder, Sun Myung Moon, and his contributions to humanity, in case those many thousands that came also might not have known much of him.
Yes.
Beseech all to continue to create a one world society where mankind will be judged, as I said earlier, by their characteristics and their behavior, not the color, ethnicity, castes, and cultures. As Father Moon had taught, one human family under God, and as the Holy Quran taught us, that mankind is a single nation. Be you a Muslim, a Jew, a Christian, or a Sabian, which means all those other peoples that God created, that there's a place for you in the universe and in the world. It is like we must feel that, like when you pull a strand of hair from your head, the entire body twitches.
Right.
We must feel that essence in our hearts, like the twitching of a hair that moves the body. We must twitch our hearts for humanity, which is basically the principles and the philosophy of the Universal Peace, extolling our founders, Hak Jaha Moon, his wife, and Father Moon, and then explaining to them, giving them a bit of a electrical charge, making them beautiful about being themselves there and being ambassadors of peace.
Now, Dr. Khan, and anybody listening, I want you to notice, we've been talking about him and the Universal Peace Federation. We've talked about him being an ambassador of peace, but again, we're only scratching the surface. He has so many different gifts and skills and talents that we couldn't even get them all in 1 hour. But I did want to ask you, because you have several entrepreneurial ventures, right?
Yes, I do. In 1979, I actually created history in Guyana, I would say, that out of need, I was 24 years of age, and the idea came into my head, being unemployed, and in unfortunate circumstances that transpired just before that I was shifted and moved, and I had a vision to start a security service without any money, $2.50 in my pocket, Guyana, that bought 1.5 gallons of gasoline. old motorcycle. And lots of sacrifice. I moved here to understand when you get an idea, don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next week when I feel better. Move with it immediately.
Yeah.
If I moved with that inspiration that I had without any money in my pocket to start a security service, visiting private watchmen, I would not have developed what is today the largest security company in the country.
Listen to that. And you said something that's important, because most people say, hey, wait a minute, I will take action when I get all the resources. And I believe God says, I'll give you the resources when you take action. And so you didn't wait till you had everything that you needed. You said, take action right away.
And because God, the Creator, gave you that idea, He prepares the ground for you.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And He will not abandon you. God will stand for you. He knows your need. He feels your hearts. He knows your power. He knows your DNA. He knows your honor and your dignity. And He knows what is the future for you. So He helped to create that atmosphere, that highway to happiness and glory. Hard work, hard sacrifices. When I turned that motorcycle around, when I was at a moment to commit suicide in depression, I turned that motorcycle around after having that inspiration. God said in the head, start a security service. How? You go start your security service. That is the kind of voice I heard in my ear.
Yes.
But I don't have money. Go. And I just turned around and I went and I stopped at a few places and they took my service to check their watchmen or private security guards 6 times per night. All I wanted was $400 Guyana per month. I was very satisfied. Like that was the basic monthly salary. Yeah. And these were like waiting for me. And I spoke to them. And I don't know, my voice changed. I met the first man was a Chinese man from a restaurant. And I said, hey man, Chinese man. I tried talking, you get watchman. It means you have a watchman, right? You get watchman. Yeah, man, watchman sleep. The Chinese man is saying, the watchman. She said, I will check your watch. Me check you watchman, man. Me check you watchman. Security watchman. Oh, good. And right away, he took the service. And then there was another. And they were waiting for me. This is the glory, the greatness, the magnificence of God Almighty for His righteous servants. He will never abandon you, my brother, Dr. West. God will you. He will test you. He will test your strength. He will test and greatness for you.
I love it. See, you know what? Now everybody listening, that has to resonate with you, because He didn't say He would do it if you were a Hindu, and He didn't say He would do it if you were a Muslim or a Christian or a Buddhist. No, He said He would do it if you took the action, if you were faithful to what you were called to do. And that's why I love talking with Dr. Khan. Hey, I want to throw something in. Well, I'm going to show him this other picture. Dr. Khan, I'm going to show you this other picture. Tell me what was happening here, and tell me who these people are in the picture.
Okay, this was the World Interfaith ceremony that we had. It was before the elections in Guyana, and incidentally, it was the World Interfaith at the same time that is normally celebrated by the United Nations annually. So this was done, bringing peoples of different faith together at the chapel of the Universal Peace Federation, or the Unification Church, that was founded. And on the left there is Pastor Wendell Jeffrey, an ambassador of peace, incidentally. Wonderful human being. The next one immediately there after him in the Muslim outfit is a migrant who came from India, but he shares the Iranian style of Islam, which is called a Shia. He was appointed also as an ambassador of peace and is a Muslim scholar. Next to him is the mayor of the city of Georgia, a very young man, 28 years of age. His worship the mayor, Pandit Ubraj Narain, who is a Hindu priest, or as you would know, Pundit, and in English they say Pundit, but the word is Pandit, which means a scholar in their religion or a leader in society. That other handsome old man there, or youngster that you see there, I think you know him already. And that is me, as you know, for those who don't know me, that is Roshan Khan there, in that fawn sleeveless jacket and the white shawl. And next to me is my greatest friend, Reverend Dr. Ronald McGarrell, one of the true icon and leaders of the Ambassador of Peace Network, and he is the General Secretary of the Universal Peace Federation. So together, we normally work with this group and others as well. We have some people from the African churches who call themselves faithists and spiritualists and so on. So we work with all kinds of people in love and harmony. This is the only way to save the world, Dr. West.
The difference is you're doing it. See, that's why I had to have you on this show, because if talking was all it took, we'd already be there, because everybody talks about it. But this is what I want to challenge you, if you're listening right now and if you're watching right now. This is what I want to challenge you. How can you put a team like this together? How can you bring people together from different religious backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, all working together for the same goal? Because in my opinion, that's what it's going to take to turn this world around. And there's no question that we need this. And so Dr. Khan, it's almost like you guys come together and form the religion of love. It's almost like love is the religion.
Right. Religion must be love. If religion is not love, then it is not from God. God cannot be a tyrannical God. He has to be a God of love. He has to have a reason for creating the religions, and particularly why certain religions came in certain countries and other religions came in certain countries. But if you check the scriptures, the messages are always the same: kindness, generosity, love, harmony, forgiveness. But they might have some cultural differences, just like how different countries have different fruits, different climates, different colors. Right. The scriptures will culturally have some difference. Let us look not at the differences, but the similarities that unite humanity. For example, if I'm sick and I want some blood in the hospital, you hear some people say, oh, I don't like this race, and I'm not going to say any color. I don't like that race. But when they're sick and in the hospital, they will take any blood or any eye or any heart. Bring it to me, please. Give it to me. You know? So this is the reality of life.
Exactly.
This is the grounding of humanity, like giving and sharing that blood, which we all need at times.
Come on, Dr. Khan. I love that. You said, hey, the religions have to have a foundation of love. And if it's not a foundation of love, then it's not God. It's not of God.
Can I give you a quote from the Bible?
Yes.
Okay. Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. That's what you are, sir. Yes. As an ambassador of peace and a world civility icon. Romans 14:19. So then, let us pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbuilding. Corinthians 13:11. Brothers, rejoice, aim for restoration, comfort one another, agree with one another, living peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. The Islamic quotes would be like this: mankind is a single nation, Quran 2:13. Quran 49:13. O mankind, we created you from a male and a female and made you peoples and tribes, that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of God Almighty is the most righteous of you. Indeed, Allah, or God Almighty, is knowing and aware.
See, that's what I like. That's what I like about you, Dr. Khan, because you search out the scripture, regardless of the religion, in an attempt to bring people together. And that's powerful.
Now, if I don't say something about Hinduism, and I know our time is going and you have a lot to do, but if I brought Islam, I got to give you something from the Hindu scriptures.
Let's do it. Yes.
The benefits of unity. Just like the honeybees unite against the person who tries to steal honey from their beehive and kill him, in the same way, even a united group of weak men can defeat a strong enemy. If a stout and sturdy tree with deep roots and a giant stature stands alone, it can be uprooted and smashed to the ground by storm winds in a short time. But if there are several trees together in a grove, then even the strongest winds cannot destroy them. This is from the scriptures.
See, I love that. And
united we stand.
And divided we fall. Come on, Dr. Khan.
Divided we one human family under God.
That's right. That's right. You guys can see why I get so excited talking to him, why I get so excited working with him, why I get so excited talking about his work. Now, Dr. Khan, let me ask you this. Dr. McGarrell, he's a Christian, Reverend, a Christian. How long have you two worked together?
Oh, yes. Well, I think I mentioned some time ago when I was there, and I went up and I caused your audience to laugh. They had a good smile and a laugh, and they found it funny. When I said, from the time I saw Ronald McGarrell, Reverend Dr. Ronald McGarrell, it was love at first sight.
That's right. That's right.
You could have seen the power in the man's spirit, his dedication to love, goodwill, and harmony. And that's the guy to the left there with a checkered tie, a beautiful human being who is the inspiration of the Ambassador for Peace Network and love in this country, working for all people since 1979, 41 years ago, exactly like my security service. When I started with $7.50, Ronald McGarrell walked into my life.
Yeah, I love it. There, and I show you these pictures with the two of them together. You see them to the left of the screen. That's Dr. Roshan Khan and Dr. Ronald McGarrell. They were both appointed World Civility Ambassadors with Ambassador Dr. Clyde Rivers. We went to Guyana, and this is actually at the University of Guyana where we had this ceremony and this meeting. So I just got to show you guys this because Dr. Khan is the person who walks the walk. He doesn't just talk the talk. He's actually out there doing it. But with all that, now I told you he's a Universal Peace Ambassador. Watch this. He's a World Civility Ambassador. He won the Gold Medal Award. He spoke at the conference in 2020, just in February. I mean, he is an entrepreneur, the security service. There's so many different things he does, but I got to spring something else on you. I got to show you something else that he does that you guys probably never even thought about. You would not believe that you're actually talking to a Guyanese movie star. and guess what? He has another movie coming out. Now, listen, I'm about to play this movie. I'm about to play the trailer from the movie. I had to go in and edit it down so that it would fit within the system. It's not as high quality as it would normally be. So I had to edit it a little bit, but I wanted you to see that not only does he do all of this other stuff, he's actually a movie star. Watch this. I'm going to play it right now. Watch this.
We need change.
This sugar industry will never fail.
Sugar is finished.
How much will this extra special praise cost, Pandit?
Then make your donation in US dollars.
Come tonight and let me see if you can oil this curvaceous machine.
The American oil company is here to deliver us to the promised land.
So why can't you deliver us some jobs?
Money is money. And now, oil is money.
This situation is getting out of control.
But what if a foreign reporter starts to investigate and connect the dots?
Our oil deals will be very slippery.
A lot of high officials are going to be compromised.
More dangerous by the minute.
Dr. Khan, I mean, you guys got to give it up. I mean, you have no idea who you're talking to. Dr. Khan, let me ask you, what got you involved in movies? I mean, you do so many different things. How did you get involved in movies?
You know, I don't know. I never went for an audition. I acted several movies. A few small ones are on YouTube.
Yeah.
But people just come to me. They like my voice. They like my articulation. I mean, I'm a 6'2" tall person.
Yeah.
I think that people just like you, man. They have a tendency of liking me.
Yeah.
They like my style. They like my voice. You know, they say I remind them of a great movie star that is still alive in India that is called Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes.
One of the famous Indian movie stars. So they say I look like him, I talk like him, and I walk. I said, no. He looks like me and he talks like me.
Exactly.
But he's a great actor. Yes, they just like me. People feel likable, and other guys have to audition, but they come to me. They just want the will of God, man. The will of God, man.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Khan. I mean, because you still could have said no. I mean, you're so busy, you do so much. But what made you say yes? And talk to the audience. What is it about the skills that they have that they should say yes to?
Look, when I was a little kid and I'm going to the movies, we had some outstanding actors. One of them that truly inspired me was Sean Connery. His style of acting, the voice,
Oh, yes. I can see that. Red October. Yes, that's right.
And then we had some Indian movie stars. They were called Dilip Kumar, Rajendra Kumar. These are old, dynamic greats. And when I would look at the screen, I would actually see myself acting those roles. I was the star. So you see, power of positive thinking, the universal laws of attraction. You have to plant the seeds from childhood. You have to think positive. You have to think great about yourself. You have to think beautiful about the world in order to create this world that you want. So everything that is happening is like prophecy fulfilled, self-fulfilling prophecy, or the laws of attraction that you saw in your mind's eye. From time.
So a lot of people feel like that when it comes to the law of attraction and those kind of things, they don't necessarily believe in it. You think it's very powerful. It's real, huh?
Oh, it's very positive. You plant the seeds of your greatness. See, the Creator, Lord God, created man. In the Christianity, you say be. In Islam, we say kun. Kun fayakun, be. And it is. And what he did there, he blew into man the breath of life. The breath of life is not into something that was mud. The breath of life is the ability of thought, the capacity to think. So you make your choice. He gave you the mind, the rationale, the power to create or to fail or to disintegrate. You choose evil or you choose greatness. You choose weakness and failure, or you choose to climb the highest ladder to the heavens.
I love it.
To be. It all comes from your mind's eye. As the mind can conceive, so can you achieve, sir.
I love it. Do you guys see how powerful it would be listening to him on a regular basis? I mean, he has some very powerful messages, and so I want you to look up his page because he's always giving talks. He's always giving messages. He sends me private messages on WhatsApp. I listened to him. I was just listening to a message that he did. And literally it was just a peaceful message. On Sunday, he was out by this beautiful pool. He was talking about the birds. He was showing it around. He doesn't even know. I didn't even tell him I was listening to his message. But these are things that he sends me because I really appreciate what he does. Dr. Traci Ward has a question. She said, Dr. Khan, what would you say to one who has a dream that is bigger than them?
No dream is bigger than you. You were created and made in the image of God. And if God took his time to make you and gave you that soul and that heart and that power and that vision, no dream is too big. You have to bring the dream to you and say, I am the master of my destiny. I am the best that God could have created. And yes, you can climb the highest ladder to reach the highest of the stars in the heavens and to touch the face of your God. You have that power.
I love that. You hear that? You have the power.
To that person.
Yeah, you have the power. It's just a matter of whether you'll put the power to work or not. But let me ask you this, Dr. Khan, because I really want them to get some of your wisdom. We have about 20 minutes left, and I want them to get some of your wisdom because you're full of it. This wisdom, that is. Let me ask Dr. Mike Freeland's question. He said, how do you handle operating in a gift God gave you and he expands your gifts in other arenas? I look to continually grow. And so what he's saying is like you're doing. You're over in the security service. You're over here as an ambassador of peace. Now you're in the movement. Yeah. He said, how do you handle that?
It's the will of God. You got to pull the power of the Creator that He has put in you, and then it all happens. You cannot just press a button and it will happen. You have to focus yourself into it, and you have to be able to create a little niche within the time frame that you have to look into everything. Or one day, you plan your timetable in such a way, one day for this, the other day for that, and the other day for that, or a half a day for this, and a half a day for that. But you have to develop that capacity and that power to multitask. So if you put this for this day, or half a day, you put this, but something happens, you must be able to handle it. Now, if you find that it's creating an excessive stress, I think also there are other factors within it. It has to do with the DNA, the strength of the bloodline. It has to be, if we have, and we look at our ancestors and we see a certain amount of weakness, we have the capacity to change that. And now science is beginning to agree with that. It comes from your thought. I am greater than this. I can do better. I am a beautiful soul. I am a great person. I can achieve this and I can achieve that. And then eventually even the thought will enter into your spirit and into your bloodline, and even, in my opinion, able to change that DNA. If it is at a weakness level, that you can make it stronger for yourself and your children. Some people will say, well, you know, my father was a weak man. He would just go to work and finish the day and then come home and sit in the hammock. And I want to reach great things, but I don't think I can ever reach it. And then I say again, the self-fulfilling prophecy. You have the capacity. God has made you. He has given the power in you. Whether you have that DNA, you can reignite that power. And you can make yourself a greater and a better person, and even change that DNA to make your children feel stronger and better, instead of accepting a defeatist mentality or a defeatist state to say, my family were weak. You have to say, I'm the greatest, like Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest.
That's right.
You will sting like a bee and fly like a butterfly.
That's right. Let me ask you this, Dr. Khan. This is powerful wisdom. I hope you guys are catching this. This is Veronica Bird, also known as Key Bird from Topeka, Kansas. She's one of the people that I told you I want. There were several people that I want to recommend to you or offer up to you to be appointed as Universal Peace Ambassadors. But she has a question, and she said, do you get a lot of support from those in your immediate circle? She's asking you that question. Do you get a lot of support from those
in your immediate circle? You will find are people who would like to pull you down.
Whoa, wait a minute. Say that again, because somebody needs to hear that. Say that again, Dr. Khan.
Those in your immediate circle will never want you to achieve greatness. Because when you tell them, look, I have an idea, I want to do this, do that, they go say, no, you shouldn't be doing that. You will not be able to make it. You can't make it. They will turn around and steal your ideas. And they will take your back. This is the reality of life. They try to pick your brains too. So you have to go for what you want, and don't worry about that immediate circle. When you have achieved what you wanted, then you tell your immediate circle, and then they will laugh at you. Really?
You did what?
You just go for what you want. Don't worry with your immediate, your bloodline, your own family, your own brothers and sisters will want to pull you down.
Oh, come on.
From the reality of life. Except for there are a few exceptions to the rule that I have found. But most of your close circles will want to bring you down.
You said even sometimes, you said even sometimes your brothers and sisters may want to pull you down. Didn't you say that?
Oh, yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on, Dr. Khan.
It is a sad reality in life, at least in the society where I am from and from what I have seen. It's a painful and a sad thing. Your own relatives and friends in your close society sometimes don't want you to raise to the high glory because they could not have made it.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Hey, I want to put this picture. If you have a question for Dr. Khan, make sure you post it in there. I don't know where you can get this wisdom just anywhere. And so this is a true blessing that you're getting this one-on-one time with him. I want to put up another picture. In the meantime, I'm going to allow you to think of your question. If you have it, post it in there. But I want to show him this picture and get his feedback from here. Do you remember this day?
Absolutely. That day, That was a moving day. That was a day of joy. Everything there was sheer love, sheer joy. That is where we received 2 great awards. And on my wall, when you come to my offices, you will see them. It was truly an amazing and a day of great entertainment. I want to tell you something, I wanted to sing a song there too, but I didn't tell you. I do singing too. I sing Elvis. I sing Elvis Presley. I did it my way. Yes, I've had a few, but there are too few to mention. But listen, it was a beautiful day. It was so well coordinated and organized. And you guys did it so beautiful. The entertainment was good. And the food was, I still remember it. And I thought devastated that the program was canceled this year because of the pandemic.
Let me tell everybody what that was. This was World Civility Day in Gary, Indiana. You see Dr. Khan there. You see Dr. McGarrell on the far right. They both came over from Guyana. They were acknowledged there at World Civility Day. They also appointed some people World Civility Ambassador. You have a gentleman, Dr. Clyde Rivers, standing beside Dr. Khan. And then you have another gentleman beside him who is one of the representatives from Nigeria, a councilman from Nigeria. Now, this was the closing ceremony, and you had people from all of these different countries on the stage, and they were singing. Well, we were singing a song. What was that song? We Are the World.
We are the world.
And you can see that Dr. Khan said he's a singer because you see his hands up. He was leading the song right there.
We are the world. I think that's the song.
I just wanted to show them that because
I would encourage anybody else when you have this kind and they can this kind of an event and they can come because it will be living in your mind for all times. It is exciting, entertaining, joyful, sheer love. It's all love that's pouring around you there. You can feel that energy and that joy there. I want to thank you all for having invited me, you yourself, and Dr. my mentor and friend, Dr. Clyde Rivers. Magnificent time, friends and family.
It was magnificent. Sonya Robinson said you have a great singing voice. And Traci said you can carry it. Mike Freeland said he loved your sense of humor. Amazing. And this is what I want to get you guys. Here he is, a World Civility Ambassador, a Universal Peace Ambassador. See, a lot of times people think that if you carry these titles, you can't have fun. You can't enjoy life. It's not true. He's a great guy to be around. Tammy Taylor-Jones said, exploring all your gifts. This is a guy who uses everything. He's going to die empty. Irma Bombeck said, when I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope I would not have one single bit of talent left. And I can say, I have used everything you have given me. Well, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan will say, I have used everything you have given me, whether it's acting, whether it's helping other people, whether it's singing, whether it's helping to promote universal peace ideology, helping to promote other people as ambassadors. He's going to be one of those individuals who say, I have used everything you have given me. Dr. Khan, let me ask you this. How important is discipline in the process to getting to where you want to go?
Well, discipline is everything. If you don't have discipline, when I started the business without any money, with all my pain and disturbances that I had in my heart at that time, and I was not disciplined. If I was smoking, taking alcohol, and I made that little bit of money, and I went into alcohol and smoking, and what we say in Guyana parlance, liming, technically wasting time and just talking things that are not wise, then I would never have made it. Discipline is the cornerstone. It's the bedrock upon which you will have to climb. It's the handlehold of the Creator that He has given you that you can hold upon that handle to raise to glory. Discipline is everything.
I let you hear it from Dr. Khan. We have another question for you, Dr. Khan. Tammy Taylor-Jones from South Carolina. She said, why are so many people intimidated by optimistic, positive, energetic people?
Oh, you have experience. Because your power is so overcoming that the weak ones, they want to kill you. Somebody watch you in your face. Who does he think he is? What a show off. What a waste he is. But you know what? When they say that, I do something else to make them more jealous. I try to get them more upset by doing greater and more wonderful things. For example, I'll just give you an idea. I just finished my first book, My Thoughts, My Words, My Vision. That's part 1. It will be coming out soon, and you will get your copies. And all those watching there, your good friends who are asking questions, if I have their addresses, I'll even mail one to them, an autographed copy to them. It is articles and so on that I have written over the years. Then I'm doing a part 2, but then I'm writing my own book because I grew up in very difficult circumstances, great brutality, beaten, hanged by a stepfather and so on, lifted and knocked down as a child and so forth. But that helps to build strength, not hate. Mm-hmm. And then when you reach this stage and you go up and you climb higher and higher, people want to bring you down. So another book I'm writing, I'll tell you the title, The Flame That Bleeds.
Mm. Wow.
And I being that flame that bleeds.
Yes.
So, you got to look, all of this I'm doing while running the business. And I'm also a religious personality with a religious responsibility and social responsibility. I'm a commissioner of parliament for ethnicities and religion. I don't know if you missed that one.
I told them you have more titles than a heavyweight boxer. I'm trying to tell you, like, we don't have time to go through all what I think, and let me know what you guys think. But I think I'm going to have wait another month or so. I've got to have Dr. Khan back on this show because number one, there's people who needed to hear some of the things that he said that missed it. Matter of fact, Lori Johnson said Dr. Khan is very energizing. It's inspiring. I will connect. Rister from Kenya, she lives in the U.S. She said, "Amen. I will need a copy." Judith said, "Discipline is everything." Dr. Traci Ward said, "Discipline is everything." Gary Wilkerson said, "The gifts are meant to be given away to others." I mean, you're a hit on this show. Rista said, "Wow, just wow." Gary said, "As a fellow author, I look forward to reading your book." I mean, Mike Freeland says, "Dr. Khan, may you continue to be blessed in your willingness to make others great around you. I am inspired." See, I told you that this was going to be a great show. This is what I want you to do. And you're not doing it for me, and you're not doing it for Dr. Khan. You're doing it for the person that needs to hear this message. You've posted some great things in this feed. And remember, your big takeaway can be somebody else's big breakthrough. So do me a favor and share this video. There's somebody that needs to hear these words of inspiration. There's somebody that needs to hear how they can work with people of other faiths, other religious backgrounds, other cultures. There's somebody that needs to hear that, wait a minute, I have to be just as concerned about my neighbor as I am about myself. There's somebody that needs to hear this message. Now, do me a favor, share the video, not for me, not for him, but for that person that needs to hear it. Now, Dr. Khan, I have a question because, like I told you, there's some people on here. I work with them. I've invited them to hear you speak, and I would like to write up a thing and submit it to you, and see if I could get a couple of them appointed to Universal Peace Ambassador. How would I go about submitting that to you?
Yourself and Dr. Clyde Rivers, we are appointing the two of you, where you could recommend people, and we will take your recommendation. This position is not given by application, nor for a fee, but it is given when it is recommended by iconic personalities. Right? They have to be nominated or recommended by a senior member, and you are Senior Ambassador of Peace personalities now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
And show leadership qualities in some kind of sphere of activity. They must also have moral principles.
Of course.
Respect peoples of all religions.
Yeah.
Disrespect people's religions or ethnicities and be an ambassador of peace. That is all we ask our leaders to identify and look out for. Once you respect all religions and all of humanity, we can make you ambassadors of peace. So
you guys hear that? I mean, that's the kind of great people that we connect with. And I'm looking forward when the travel opens back up again to going back to Guyana. Hopefully some of you will make the trip with me.
We are hoping for a big thing. We are hoping for Dr. Clyde Rivers and yourself and others are supposed to come, and we will appoint several persons at the University of Guyana, professors and so forth, and other top people in the country as ambassadors of peace and world civility ambassadors.
You guys hear this?
It will be a beautiful thing, and we can do some. We can make a beautiful event to enjoy tropical Guyana, see our beautiful Kaichor Falls, our beautiful peoples and our country, and just have a really beautiful time and have a breakfast and a dinner at my home and my compound.
You guys hear this? Like this is the benefit of being on this call. I told you he was a great man. Listen to what Tammy Taylor-Jones said, Dr. Khan from South Carolina. She said, I'm going to play this video for my children because they are the future. They need this enlightenment. I told you. I knew they would love you. That's why I had to have you on my show, and I have to have you back. I will connect with your assistant. I will connect with your assistant. Yes, I'm going to connect with your assistant to figure out how we can get you back. This is my mom, Rosetta West. She said your gifts will make room for you. She's over in Topeka, Kansas, about 6 hours away from me. Right?
You too. I love you too, Mama. I'll come see you one day. I like to travel.
Indeed, you're always welcome. That's for sure. Doctor.
I want to make a point quickly, Dr. West. I know time is going.
No, take your time.
One of the things I hate the most are the graveyards. When I pass the graveyards, I get very depressed. Sometimes I look at the graveyards and I know right there and then, in many of those graves, there were many who wanted to write a book, but they never wrote their books. Some who wanted to do a second language or a third language and develop their scholarship and their talents and their abilities. Many who wanted to open an industry or create something new that could change humanity, but they never went ahead to do it, but they had the idea. This is one of the reasons when I see graveyards, I say, oh my God, I wonder how many people in there did not achieve what they wanted to achieve because they didn't put it out the way they put it to achieve these things. Just want to share that.
So yeah, we've got to have you back on the show, Dr. Khan. It's not an option. I'm going to be reaching out to your assistant. I want to say this too, just for the people who are listening. Judith said, I will come to meet you. I'm sure you will. I'll make arrangements. Make sure you guys connect with me on Messenger to give me your address so that you can get your copy of the book. And that way I can keep you in touch. So when we go to make this trip, because we're going to do it. I don't talk hype or hypothetical. We're going to do it. One of the things I wanted to say, though, just when he's talking about this Universal Peace Ambassador, I got a chance to sit down with the president when I was in Burundi and different appointments and just meet with different people. And I just want to show you something that these titles are not to be taken lightly because they open doors around the world. I mean, the Universal Peace Federation operates in 150 plus countries around the world. And so I can be Reuben West and they don't care. And I can be Dr. Reuben West and they still don't care. But there's something about being Universal Peace Ambassador, Dr. Reuben West, that opens doors for us. And so what he's talking about, this elevation is real. And so I wanted to share that with you. And I can't wait to recommend these great people that I work with to him. My mother said she would love to see you. So we're looking forward to making that connection. And so, Dr. Khan, I just wanted to ask you your final thoughts. What final thoughts would you like to share with the audience? Whatever you'd like to say.
The word just came to my head. Like I should say this. It comes from the Holy Quran, and it's not what should have the same message. But the Holy Quran is the reminder and the gathering of revelations that came to other scholars and other prophets. O people of the world, let us come to an equitable proposition as between you and us, that we worship one God and we comprise one common brotherhood. Those are the words I would like to end with.
I love it. You heard it there. It's Dr. Roshan Khan. There's no one like him in the world. Universal Peace Ambassador, World Civility Ambassador, a scholar, but most importantly, just a great man, down to earth, humble, full of humility, and he is truly a servant of God. This has been Dr. Reuben West on Voices of Change, brought to you by Speaking to Nations. And do me a favor one more time, make sure you share this video. Join us here next week. We'll have another amazing Voice of Change. Thank you.